Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is July 2nd, 2018, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the economic events of the week, starting out this morning, 10:30 South African time, out of United Kingdom, manufacturing PMI number coming out. And then that's followed by a 4 o'clock number coming out of the United States. And that's an ISM manufacturing PMI number coming out. So two important numbers starting the week. Okay, I don't think this is going to rattle or shake the markets in any way, but as we've had rotations last week, it should be kind of interesting how this week actually unfolds. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. I just want to make sure everybody is aware on Wednesday this week, July 4th, is a holiday in the United States. And as such, many of the indices and the commodities will be affected by that. I'm sure some of the Forex symbols as well might be trading a little bit lighter. There are closures in some of the indices there, like the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ, so just be aware of that. There was a mailer that went out to all our clients, so just to be aware of that as well. A lot of rotation we had last week, and it could be kind of interesting how this week unfolds, okay? But there has been a lot of really great moves last week, and let's take a look at what we could expect this week. So we're taking a look here at the Euro USD, and last week, as you can see, we hit this resistance level at 116.91 and then sold off below that. We're trading right now at 1642. And, ultimately speaking, like I mentioned last week, I believe we'll be trading between these two extremities, 1691 on the upside and 1554. So at this stage, it's a little bit really hard to say if it's a clear short. Closer to the 1691, obviously it was a clearer short. But at this level, if we do break the moving average here, the 30-day moving average right there, I do believe that we can correct ourselves on the downside. If that unfolds later today, that's what I would be looking to do. Now, looking across the board, everything against the dollar, bounced last week. Okay, we're looking here at the GBP USD, and you're looking at a daily chart, and you see that it bounced quite nicely, finally, after all this, massive weakness that we've experienced in the GBP. We finally, took it on the upside, and this is really the first time we really feel that, we may be capitulating here at 130.58. Okay, so that's a round number. So again, I'd like to see some sort of resilience here if it does, continue this upwards momentum. Okay, but if it doesn't, then we could test our lows again. So that's what I'd be looking, across the board. Now, looking at the Swiss franc versus the dollar, it bounced already. Okay, but not really retracing here. All right, so again, I do believe that we will be trading within the extremities here, as we mentioned last week. Okay, the upper limit right here at 99. 93-ish level, if you call that, okay, and the lower level of 98.67-ish level, okay. Altogether, we're in this range, okay, and I don't think we'll be breaking out of this range anytime soon until there's some sort of outside impetus, okay. Now, looking at the Rand versus the dollar, getting a little bit stronger last week, as we mentioned, hitting this double top at 1390-ish level, okay, and then retracing back to the 1374. So we may continue to drift later this week as it takes a correctional path, okay, but it's yet to prove that to us, okay, and it's holding quite strong at this level. Now, Aussie USD as well bounced, as well as we mentioned, and capitulated at the 73.41-ish level, and we moved all the way up to 74.11. Now we're trading somewhere in the middle of that, okay. So if you look at the euro, the GBP, and the Aussie versus the dollar, it kind of looks like the same thing. So I would be looking for one of them to change character, okay, to give me a little bit of a insight of where the market could be going against the dollar. Now, looking at the USD yen, we did break that 110 level, okay, which was really an important level, but we haven't broken it with some momentum, and we didn't close above it. Okay, so needless to say, it looks like we've hit resistance here at 110.88. We're trading right now at 110.72. But if this doesn't sell off quite quickly, then the momentum might continue on the upside. Okay, so that's something to look at as the week progresses. Now, something that's been really interesting to watch is the USD CAD. Massive retracement last week, a correctional move, and that goes on the back of oil getting stronger. Okay, 131. We thought we were going to take it even higher from 133 to maybe 134, but we had that correctional move, as the price of oil has solidified and gotten stronger, and as it is at its all-time high. So looking here at the Canadian dollar, if we do have a correctional move in oil, we could have a correctional move in the price of the Canadian dollar. So this is still very volatile, okay? A lot of the implementation of the tariffs, US versus Canada, Canada versus US, I still have what to see. Okay, so I don't expect that we'll be, quiet anytime soon, but I do expect some more volatility. So having sold off so sharply, if we do, close up into this 130-ish level, I would anticipate some sort of a bounce. Okay, looking at gold, slowly but surely, just drifting down. Okay, but not breaking down yet. Okay, so it's still trading at 1250. We broke the 1250 last week and 1247-ish level, but nothing, breaking with, some velocity, some movement, some strength, okay, and which I'd like to see because, after all, the markets have solidified somewhat in the indices, and gold is really like a back burner kind of thing. So right now, we're trading at 1250. If we do break this 1250, we can continue going down to the low 1200-ish level. Now, I mentioned this before, price of oil at all-time highs for the year, 73.95, hit 74 last week. Now the experts, okay, with all due respect, are predicting it's going to be between the $80 and $70 range, okay, which I do believe that we can have that, okay. I mean, we had the massive sell-off that we had, which was the first massive sell-off from 72-ish level down to 64-ish level, and then we just took it up. We hit the moving average, the 30-day moving average, used it as a support level, as you can see, and then just took it up. Now, I wouldn't chase this all the way up. I would wait for some sort of a retracement, okay, to jump in. But, ultimately that's what they're calling for. They're calling for an $80 price target for the price of oil, okay? So this is really the highest it's been in over 3 years. So that's really very, very important to really understand the effects of this against the market. Now, looking at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, massive rally last week after hitting the support level of 49,435 and trading above 50,000, okay, 51,694, okay, so we do have resistance at this upper limit here at 52,400-ish level, okay, so just be aware of that. Now, if we do break that, then that means we could get back into the all-time highs almost, okay, so, the markets are strong in the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. As you can see, the stocks are strong, and that's reflecting in the market. So, it's really hard to pick these bottoms, but as you can see, that was really a major play last week as we capitulated down to 48,000. So a massive move on the upside. I'd like to see some continuation to this, okay? That's really going to give us the conviction that this is going to go higher if we do continue breaking out higher and maybe close above the 52,000, all right? So that's something that I'd look for a continued trend on the upside. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, we pretty much are selling off here at 24,121, testing these lows, okay? So 24,000 is a major point for the Dow Jones, okay? If we do break that, we could go back to the 23,300-ish level, okay? But, ultimately, although the stocks are all strong, NASDAQ hit all-time highs 2 weeks ago, this thing has, really sold off quite sharply from 25,300-ish level, okay? So, keep that in mind if we do break it. So we're close to that. The markets have softened up a little bit in terms of their outlook, especially the Dow. The NASDAQ has stayed strong, okay? So, just have to really weigh things out. Looking at the DAX as well, we bounced nicely last week, taking a little bit of a slide here to 12,269. But again, I'd like to see some sort of continued correction so that this doesn't prove to us that it's a dead cat bounce, okay? So that's really something that I would look for as the week progresses. Looking at Bitcoin, and lastly, we trickled down to the 5,700-ish level, okay, last week, and then we just were bouncing up this morning, gapping up at 6,200-ish level. Now this thing is really reluctant to break down. The cryptos are all falling back, and the bubble is bursting, kind of reminiscent of the internet stocks in 2000 when I was trading back then, okay? But this is really disconcerting, okay? But it really didn't fall apart altogether. So, with this saying, maybe this could revive a little bit this week with the 6,200-ish level and find a new trading range right here, or maybe even find a bottom. Okay, that's a questionable point. But I would look really to see how this, unfolds later this week. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.